Aquarius. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so I've already spoken quite a bit just right away about this sense of being an artist, about creating your own life, being the artist of your creations, right? The text of the artist card says, engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Now, these two cards are falling into what would be considered more of the recent past and the present position kind of blending here. And with the Magician card, we do have that sense of forward momentum, of having every tool that you need, every paintbrush, every tool that artists use, to create the beautiful paintings and sculptures and all of that they create. They have, you have all of those tools available to you to show us the nuances of how you want to express yourself. It's not just the big brush strokes, but the small brush strokes as well. Those little things that are your sort of signature, your energetic signature here as you go forward. It's really, really lovely energy, and it's there's some subtleties there that I think you're playing with as you're beginning to understand what tools are the ones that feel most comfortable in your hand, so to speak, as a metaphor, and what tools feel a little clumsy and that you need more mastery of as you kind of go forward. And then I'm going to just talk about the life purpose cards first for you, Aquarius. Right in the center, again, we have this energy healing. So for some of you, it does indicate that you have natural abilities in the form of being an energy healer, whether you pursue it in a career or not, especially during this life purpose, or especially during this period of time for your life purpose. It's going to be kind of on your mind more. You're going to be more aware of it, and there's more support for it. For some of you, it's just that you are just a natural healer in the way that you are with people. People seek you out to talk to you, and they feel better once they've talked to you or hugged you, or that kind of energy is also part of it. So don't discount those things, because just because you're not earning money at it or can't see a way to earn money at it doesn't mean that it's not part of your purpose for being, right? And you sense this about yourself, Aquarius. You know this about yourself. But for some of you, it actually is part of your purpose and career in terms of how you earn money. And then again, for some of you, it does indicate that receiving some sort of energy treatments would help you align so that you can feel a sense of where you want to begin to spend your energy so that you can feel a sense of fulfillment. For many of you, it will be retreating into nature, spending time in nature. Even if it just means pottering around the house, watering your house plants. It's going to be different for everybody, but this is a beautiful card. Again, it hasn't come up for anyone else that I've been doing readings for the life purpose in this particular series. So it's really, really interesting. I feel like by spending time outside, by understanding how you connect to nature and how nature affects you, it will open your heart more. I'm really drawn to the heart here. And, your life purpose is really revealed from your heart, from your desires, from the way that you love self, right? The more that you love self, the more that you can reveal more of that love out into the world. And that really is your passions and the ways that you express your essence, right? That's part of your purpose. That is your purpose. So it's really, really cool here. All right, and so let's talk, and then we have the children card. Your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. So for many of you, there is this sense of working with children, working with the animal kingdom, working outside in nature with the animals. I'm just drawn to the animals around here, in addition to the children. And in some ways, animals are very much like our children, especially domestic pets. And so this is kind of going into the latter part of this time frame, kind of going into 2017. It could just be for some of you that having children or beginning to build a family is part of your life purpose at this time. And you're going to spend more time thinking about that and how you want to create the life that you want that has more balance, right? Because we have the Six of Ariel, which is very much about balance, about reciprocity, giving and receiving. And so for some of you, it is like, I want it all. I want my career. I want to feel a sense of fulfillment and purpose. And I want the family life as well, the children, and helping children and working with children. It makes you feel more connected to the divine. So that's going to be different for everybody, how that plays out. But let's talk about this Nine of Michael, because it's right here in the center. It's right above the energy healing, which is why I'm saying, I've said several times that receiving energy treatments for some of you, energy healing will be profoundly beneficial, because this 9 of Michael energy can be very problematic and can feel awful because you are worried. You're allowing, worry and anxiety to kind of get the better of you. And we all do it at different times, and no one is immune, because our egos kind of come in and tell us that you're great. You're creating something new, Aquarius. Here, you have everything in your power to create something new. You want to create something new. You're on this new journey, and then your ego comes in and it's like, oh, you don't have what it takes. You need more money. You can't quit that job. Blah blah blah. All those things. You don't have enough money to have kids right now. But all of that comes in. We all have it, right? And it's just a matter of being conscious about it and saying, okay, ego, I see what you're doing. I see that these fears are not helping me in any way right now, and I'm going to recognize them for what they are. They're unfounded. It's just a story I'm telling myself about how I foresee the future. But you could just as easily turn it around with a little bit of tweaking, Aquarius, and imagine a different scenario. Like, oh, okay, I quit my job, I don't have any money, but then I find this amazing job, or this mentor comes in, and you could just tweak the story, because really these fears and anxieties that are hold us back are just stories. They're literally just pure flights of fancy. They're fiction. And so you can kind of play with them more and just change them a little bit and play with it more. That when it's not always easy to get there. I'm not saying it is, but the more that you can kind of be conscious around your fears and worries, and release them to your angels, as it says here, release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to the angels. There's that expression, let go and let God. Just bring yourself back to the present moment, touch things that make you, bring you back into your body. Cold water, heat, things like that make you come back to the present moment can be very beneficial. I like to notice colors. It always brings me back to the present moment. So there's that. So I want to just talk about the 6 of Ariel as well, because I love this card. It's a beautiful card, often showing the good karma card. What you do. The good you do in the world is coming back to you, and it's about that being open and receptive to receiving as well as giving. A lot of times, it's very comfortable for people to give because there's really not a sense of vulnerability in that. But receiving does take a sense of vulnerability. You have to be open and receptive, and sometimes that can feel scary. You don't want to feel obligated to someone else. There's a lot that goes on with receiving. It's so funny when you think about it, but it's just as important to be able to receive it as it is to give. And I see here with the 6 of Ariel that you're going into more balance as you kind of go forward in this time period, Aquarius, where you are feeling a sense of openness and receptivity, where you can receive more, and you're beginning to kind of understand the benefits of receiving, so that you don't feel burned out, especially if you are a healer of any kind, as you well know, Aquarius, and even as an artist. You have, an artist has to be open and receptive in order to channel the images and the energies that they are experiencing, right? In whatever that way that comes through for you. And same with an energy healer. You can't just give. You have to have a full tank in order to give. And so that's kind of what's happening here. And I think this sense of children, going back into your childhood as well, and doing some inner child work is also indicated with this Aquarius. And I'm kind of feeling like that for you, like it's this sense of balance and play that you're being asked to look at. Don't just give. Again, have a sense of play so that it feels more receptive. It feels more, children aren't like, they're not feeling vulnerable when they're receiving. They're just receiving. They're just, oh, this is great. Oh, look at the sun. I'm receiving all the sunshine. It feels amazing. They're not really worried about it. This card right in the center here is a temporary energy, and it's one that you can gain control of when you feel your mind leaving the station on that train of dark thoughts. Divert it so that it can go onto a different track where things feel lighter and happier, and again a different kind of story that you tell yourself, Aquarius. But there's some really lovely energies here. I really like this energy of retreat into nature with the Green Man. Again, this is the Ascended Masters, and so there's a lot of healing that can occur when you spend time in nature and you understand the ways that you are receiving from nature and the ways that you give to nature. It's part of your purpose during this time period. That's really another message here for you. Like, how are you in nature? How do you receive and give in nature? What are you giving to the earth, and what are you receiving? And the ways in which you are environmentally conscious is part of this message for you here.